I left for the day to do a video on my favorite makeup brushes. So I actually taught a couple makeup classes this past week, and there will be a video of me preparing for that coming up. I just haven't finished editing it yet. So this one might go up first, we'll see. But I taught a couple makeup classes at the school that I work at this past week, and one of the students asked me about my channel and asked if I had any videos on makeup brushes and the ones that I maybe recommend or what their uses are. And I don't have a video like this on my channel, so I said, why not? Let me go ahead and get the brushes out that I took with me to do the demo and explain to you guys why I like them, what their uses are for, and what other uses you can use them for as well. So what did I do with them? Alrighty, so I want to give a disclaimer. These brushes are dirty. These are the ones I took and I used for my my class that I taught. So sorry, they're kind of dirty. They're not like horrible. I've only used them once, but just wanted to give you guys that disclaimer. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Alrighty, so to start off, what some of my favorite brushes are, we're going to start off with, I can't even really say favorite, what my necessities are, what I have to use for my face on a daily basis to make my skin look the way I want it to. So first off, this is a powder brush. I don't know if you guys are familiar, unfamiliar, whatever. If you don't use powder, then you might not know, but this is a powder brush. I prefer my Real Techniques powder brush better, but it's even more dirty than this one, so I didn't want to show you guys that one. This is a Sonia Kashuk one, which is fine for like a dusting. This just dusts the powder on your face. I feel like my Real Technique one really like packs it on if I want that desired effect. So yeah, powder brush, key in your arsenal to do your makeup. And another brush that I really like is this one from Sonia Kashuk. There's no name on it, so I don't know what it's called. It was out of this collection that came out a couple years ago. But it's like a short dome-shaped brush. For me, I use this for bronzing my face. It's very nice to get right here on your cheekbone and blend out the contour with the bronzer. So I really enjoy that for this. It's also a good blush brush. But yeah, this is a very good, if you want to find one that looks like this, kind of dome-shaped and a round top, I recommend purchasing it. Another brush that I enjoy and that I think is key for you to have is some sort of a large dual fiber multitasking stippling type brush. This, you can use it for a lot of stuff, but I use it to blend out everything on my face when I'm done applying all the contours, the bronzers, the blush, the highlight, and all that good stuff. So I like this brush a lot for that. A new purpose I found that I like for these type of brushes last night when I was self-tanning for the very first time ever, mind you, and I think when I showered, a lot of it came off, so I look a little bit more tan, but not like ridiculously more tan. I'm gonna have to probably get a more expensive one, but anyways, that's another video that I'm gonna be doing, reviewing the tanning product that I used last night. But I used my other stippling brush to blend out the tan on my wrists, around my hands, and all my hands and my knuckles and stuff, and any place that looks like it was starting to get a little splotchy. I didn't do that great of a job in some spots, but it, like, see, I got it up too high here on my hand, but my wrist doesn't look weird and orange, and the back of my hand's not horrible. So I do like a stippling brush to help blend out self-tanner. Another type of brush that I really enjoy are these flat, like, short kabuki style brushes. I use these for concealer. I use these specifically for concealer, color correcting concealer, so orange tone ones that are in pots that I don't want to stick my finger in. These are great for any type of product that you don't want to stick your finger all the way in a pot and you want to put it on your eye for like a primer or under your eyes. I find that these are really good for cream items in pots. So even if you're trying to like spot correct a very large pimple, perfect, you know, just put on that spot correction. So I do enjoy these. This is a Crown C455 brush. I have a couple of these. They're really, really good, so I recommend to get that. Another brush that I can't live without, and I'll show you the clean one because I didn't end up using this one, is flat top concealer brushes. Or not flat top, but flat concealer brushes. This one is from Avon, and it's just a basic concealer brush. I have a couple of these, and I love these. I use these for concealer, obviously, if I'm using a cream concealer. to like paint product under my eyes. If I'm using a cream contour and I want a really harsh line to blend out, then I'll paint the lines on my face with this. This is also really good for cream eyeshadows, to apply that base to your eye. So kind of similar function as this one. These two are very similar in my arsenal using those. So next brush that I can't live without, and it's basically the whole line of them, all of the EcoTools eyeshadow brushes are phenomenal. If you don't want to spend a lot of money on an eyeshadow brush and you need really good ones that are going to last you, go get the EcoTool ones. My preference are the travel size ones because I find it's just easier to work with having a shorter handle on the brush. They're multifunctional to me. The names on the EcoTools eye brushes do not correlate on how I use them for the most part. So like this one, it's a blending brush. It's a round top fluffy blending brush, but it's actually called a highlighter. I prefer it for blending. It's perfect to get in the crease, to do circular motions, windshield wiper motions on your eyeshadow. It works great. Also, if you want to contour your nose, this is a good one to get in there and just kind of lightly contour the sides of your nose. So I really enjoy that one. Another one from EcoTools in the same little collection. This is a crease brush. I would never use this for the crease. It is a slanted brush. I don't know how, unless you're doing maybe a cut crease and trying to blend it out, maybe. But I use this brush for highlighting my brow bone. I find that it works the best for getting in there and fitting perfectly to highlight my brow bone. I really enjoy this brush. You could honestly probably use it too for, I've never done this, but for contouring the sides of the nose because it is pretty flat and narrow. But I really enjoy this brush. I recommend go invest in the Real Techniques, not Real Techniques, sorry, the EcoTools little small travel size eye brushes. They're great. The shader brush is really good as well. Another shader brush that I really like, and it's not called a shader, but it's what I use it for, it's the e.l.f. Eyeshadow C Brush. So it's just a flat brush. It's a shader brush basically. I use this to pack color on my eyelid. It is perfect for that. And they're expensive. It's $3 for this brush. I think I have like 3 or 4 of them, but they're great. I try to keep like 2 of them for my shimmery shadows and 2 of them for my matte shadows. That way I'm not mixing stuff up, but it's really good for just packing on a lot of color on your eyelids. So I recommend getting e.l.f. shader, e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush or a shader brush. Another brush that I recently have started loving and I want more of are these Luxie brushes. So this is a Luxie tapered blending brush. So it's fluffy. It's very similar to this one. A little bit more fluffy, a little bit more loose and kind of poofy, I guess you want to call it. But this is great for really getting in there and blending right in the crease. And it's so soft. It is a perfect brush for that. I love it. I am going to invest in more of these Luxie brushes. This is a number 205, but I really enjoy it. And I actually like how long the handle is on this one because it allows you to have a really light hand and just kind of get in there and just barely dust and blend in that crease. So really enjoy that brush. Another brush that I found that I'm shocked I actually like, and I use it all the time, and it's a cheap Wet n Wild brush. I spent like $1 or $2 on this one, and it's a shader brush, but it's a lot fluffier of a shader brush. There's no name on it at all, but it's in their new collection that came out semi-recently. If you want a light wash of color on your lid, not a whole bunch, just like a sheer little dusting, this one's perfect. I used it the other day in the demo I was doing to put some orange eyeshadow on just to have a little color to my eye, but not like the amount of color payoff I would get from using this thicker, denser shader brush. So I really enjoy my Wet n Wild brush. And lastly, for brushes that I think you have to have in your arsenal, is going to be a brush kind of like the NARS Ita brush. I know e.l.f. has one, Sonia Kashuk has one. I actually have the Sonia Kashuk one. But I find this one just works better. The other ones are very dense, so you're going to get that harsh line. But this one allows you to it helps you blend. Like you can put the line where you want it and then flick up and blend in little circular motions, and it really blends out that line. I find this is a really good investment if you're a contourer. If you really enjoy having a good contour, that I recommend investing in the NARS Ita brush. You can get them on eBay or Amazon And I believe they're knockoffs, but they're very, very, very similar, and they even say NARS on them. So if you don't want to spend the 60 some odd dollars, I believe this brush is, then definitely go on eBay or Amazon and type in NARS, excuse me, type in NARS Ita contour brush. You should find a variety of them a lot less expensive. So that is it, you guys. That's all the brushes that I find that are completely, absolutely a necessity in your brush arsenal. If you guys want to know about any other brushes that I do use, or you want to see my entire brush collection, I will be more than happy to film that for you guys. I hope you guys have a great one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!